Hey everyone, and welcome back to English Unleashed. I'm Tom.
And I'm Sarah.
Thanks for joining us again. Today's episode is all about a very real part of life: problems, stress, and difficult decisions.
That's right. Sometimes life feels easy, but sometimes everything happens at once. Work problems, big decisions, small annoyances. It can feel like a lot. And today, we're going to show you the English you need to talk about those moments.
Here is how today's episode will work. First, we'll listen to a short conversation between two friends, Emma and Josh. They will use real, everyday English.
And you will hear lots of useful phrases about, stress, confusion, and making tough choices. Then, after the dialogue, Tom and I will explain each important word and phrase slowly and clearly. We will tell you what it means, give you simple examples, and even share some personal stories to help you remember them better.
And remember, don't worry if you don't catch everything the first time. You can always pause, go back, and listen again. So, are you ready to hear how Emma and Josh handle a really difficult week? Let's listen to the dialogue.
Josh, honestly, my brain is a total mess today. I feel like I'm in a muddle. Nothing is clear in my head. Everything feels mixed up.
Oh no, Emma, what's happened? Something at work?
Well, work and also just life in general. Right now, I'm facing a huge dilemma. I got 2 job offers. Both are good in different ways, but I can't decide.
Wow, that's big. What are the jobs like?
Well, one job pays really well. It's in a big company, good salary, fancy office. But the work sounds super boring. Just spreadsheets and reports all day.
Not very exciting.
Exactly. The second job sounds amazing. Working with people, planning events, traveling sometimes. I think I would love the work, but the pay is much lower. So now I'm in a dilemma. Money or passion? Stability or happiness?
Classic dilemma. That's a hard one.
It really is. And on top of all that, my current job is making things worse. They keep giving me more and more tasks. No extra pay, no help. I feel like I'm in a tight corner. Like I can't move in any direction without problems.
That's horrible. Small problems like losing your keys or missing a bus, those are mildly irritating, annoying, but you get over it. But what you're dealing with sounds intensely annoying. It's the kind of stress that stays inside you all day.
Yeah, every tiny thing now makes me crazy. Someone at work left dirty dishes in the kitchen, and I almost cried about it. It's like my patience is completely gone. Honestly, sometimes I just want to take a back seat. Stop trying to fix everything. Let someone else deal with the mess.
Yeah, and that's okay sometimes. You don't always have to be the one in charge. Sometimes stepping back helps you breathe again.
Maybe you're right. And I'm trying to stay positive. I keep telling myself maybe I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like maybe this crazy time will end soon.
I believe it will. You're strong, Emma, but you're right. You have to make a decision soon. Otherwise, you might come to a dead end where neither job is available anymore.
Exactly. That's my big fear. If I wait too long, I lose both options and be stuck in the same old miserable place.
So maybe first step, get to the bottom of things. Really find out the truth about both jobs. Ask hard questions. Talk to people who already work there. Get real answers, not just what they tell you in interviews.
Good idea. I'll email both companies, maybe even call someone who works there. I want to know what a real day at work looks like.
Exactly. And you also need to get a grasp of what matters most to you.
Yeah, like I need to sit down and really think. Is it better to have more money but feel bored every day, or have less money but feel excited and proud of what I do?
Exactly. No one can tell you the right answer, but once you get a grasp of what your heart really wants, the decision will be easier.
Thanks, Josh. Honestly, just talking about it is helping me already. My brain still feels a bit muddled, but at least I see a way forward now.
Good, you're doing the right thing. Take your time, ask questions, listen to yourself. You are stronger and smarter than you think, Emma.
Thanks. I really needed to hear that today.
Anytime. That's what friends are for. Poor Emma. That was a really difficult situation. She had so much stress and so many big decisions to make, but it's great because we heard lots of useful phrases in that short conversation.
Exactly. And now we're going to go through those words and phrases together. Let's start with the very first thing Emma said. She said she was in a muddle. Now, when you're in a muddle, it doesn't just mean you're busy. It means your mind feels totally messy. You're confused, you don't know what to do first. Everything feels mixed up.
Exactly. It's like when you have so many thoughts and tasks flying around that you can't even decide what's important anymore. I remember last year when I moved to a new city. It was crazy. New flat, new job, new neighborhood. I was totally in a muddle for weeks. One day I tried to go grocery shopping and I ended up walking in circles for almost an hour because I couldn't find the supermarket. And then I realized I had left all my important papers at home, passport, ID, everything. It felt like my brain had just stopped working.
That sounds just like me when I started my first teaching job. I remember waking up at 5 a.m. trying to get everything ready. Lesson plans, books, coffee. And I would always forget something. One day, I even left my house wearing 2 different shoes. I was so in a muddle that my students noticed before I did. It's that feeling where your body is moving, but your brain is running 10 minutes behind.
Exactly. And it's important to know being in a muddle doesn't mean you're lazy or bad at your job. It just means life has given you too much at once, and your mind needs time to catch up.
Yeah, it happens to everyone, and it's a really natural and friendly phrase. You can easily say, I'm in a muddle. I don't know where to start. Or she's in a muddle because she has 5 deadlines this week. It's a little funny sometimes when you say it about yourself or friends.
Absolutely. And it's a lot nicer than just saying, I'm confused. It shows that you're overwhelmed, but in a way that people can understand and even smile about. All right, so next, Emma said she was facing a dilemma. Now, let's slow down a little there. A dilemma is when you have 2 choices, but neither one is easy. It's not like you have one good choice and one bad choice. It's that both choices have something good and something bad. And when you're facing a dilemma, it's really hard to decide.
Yeah, and what's interesting is a dilemma doesn't always have to be about big life things. Sometimes it's big, like moving to a new country or staying home. But sometimes it's small, like choosing between 2 birthday parties when they are on the same night.
Yeah, true. But big or small, dilemmas always make you feel stressed because you don't want to make the wrong decision. I still remember one of the first big dilemmas I had. I was just finishing university and I got 2 offers. One was to work at a famous company in London. Really exciting. Everyone would be impressed. The other was to stay close to home at a smaller company, but I would have more time for my family and my hobbies. I cried about it one night. It felt so heavy because whatever I chose, I knew I would miss something important.
I know that feeling too well, Sarah. When I moved abroad for a teaching job, it wasn't easy either. I loved my family and my friends. I didn't want to, leave them. But at the same time, I really wanted an adventure. I was totally facing a dilemma for weeks. I even made a big list, pros and cons. But the list didn't help much because my heart and my head wanted different things.
Exactly. That's another thing. Sometimes your head says one thing and your heart says something else. And that's what makes a dilemma so hard. It's not just logic, it's also emotions.
Yeah, and sometimes people around you will give you advice, But it doesn't always help because at the end of the day, you have to live with the choice you make.
Absolutely. And that's why we say face a dilemma, because it feels like standing right in front of something difficult. You can't escape it. You have to deal with it. So when you want to use this phrase, you can say things like, I'm facing a dilemma about moving to a new city, or she's facing a dilemma between studying abroad and getting a new job. And if you want to make it even simpler, you can also say, I'm in a dilemma. I'm in a dilemma, or he's in a dilemma about what to do next. All right, next Emma said she was in a tight corner. Now, this is a really great phrase. When you say you're in a tight corner, it means you're stuck in a difficult situation. You don't have much space to move. You don't have many choices. It's like being in a small